What's happening, everyone? How are you all? Welcome to yet another episode of the Road Podcast, episode 37. Yes, we've made 37 episodes. New guest today, fellow Dublin guest today. And this one's a little bit different because it's not going to be a remote interview and it's not going to be here. Only the intro's here. I wanted to do this thing this week with this guest. Should I mention who my guest is? Eddie Sherlock, a great Dublin singer, a great Irish singer from a band called the Rattling. A good friend of mine put me onto them, told me to check them out, and I did, and I was like, I gotta talk to this guy, he seems very interesting. So go check out the music after this. It's really good, really inspiring stuff. But check this out first, right? So what I tried to do with this was meet up with Eddie in his local pub and try and capture a real old school Dublin atmosphere while we spoke. And I believe that I achieved that at the expense of some audio quality, but I think that actually adds to the vibe of the podcast. So I think we created a feel where you're sitting at the table in the pub with us. And I should mention the pub because they were very, very good to host us and let us have a spot out of the way and do our thing. And that is the Kilmardinny in Santry, North Dublin. Big shout outs to you. It's actually a really nice pub and a really good atmosphere in there with the locals, a real friendly vibe. And I could actually see myself having a pint in there in the future. And Eddie Sherlock, my guest, he sings there from time to time, so maybe we'll go and check him out there live when he's there. So yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I won't spend too much time here, but we obviously get to conversate about his music, his journey through music, what the songs mean to him, his interpretation of it, what my interpretation of it was, the whole shebang. But we also went further into his youth and found out some stuff about him that I didn't know. You know, it was kind of cool. Like, the guy was in the first ever Irish ice hockey team. I didn't know. He didn't even know that we had one back then, and he tells us some cool stories about that. And it's real good to let somebody relive those very important moments in their life, and it's good for me to be able to create an avenue for them to do so. So yeah, it's awesome. And before I leg it, one last thing. Yes, the 10,000 push-ups challenge was completed yesterday, so you don't have to see videos of me doing push-ups anymore. Yous are lucky. On to the next challenge. My main challenge is making Drop Tune a fucking known band and making this podcast a known brand. And those two things are going to come together, hopefully. So that's the game plan. Look, episode 37. Thank you for joining us. Myself and Eddie had a good time. I hope you guys have a good time enjoying it. Have a good week, people. Chat to you later. We'll go back to where
the island.
I was telling you that,
Yeah.
you probably, because you don't know me, everyone probably says to you, my favourite song is King of the Road.
Yeah.
And that's what people sent me of you, to say you need to talk to this fella, and they sent me that song. Because I never heard you until about 6 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know much about your scene.
Yeah.
Anyway, I listened, I was like, yeah, that's very good actually. But then I started listening to Home, and it was The Island and Michael Collins. I was like, oh, this chap can write a really nice fucking song.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me a bit of the background of The Island.
So The Island, yes. So I was watching Nationwide one day, funny enough, and there was a whole thing about the island. And basically, those people in that island for hundreds of years or whatever. Longer than that, they think, because they can't actually put a proper date in, I don't think.
nothing documented.
Yeah, but there's graves that are quite old and stuff. There's one or two graves. Most of the people on that island were all buried in Dunquin. They were brought, like if you died on the island, you were brought over to the mainland.
Yes.
So when I was watching Nationwide, and they were talking about in 1953, De Valera kind of ordered them off the island to move home. So Peg says, which you know from some people don't know, Junior said, and Michal O'Creen, I can never say his name. He's books as well, but all these people couldn't really read or write. And it was only till a guy came over, and I'm sometimes very, very bad at remembering facts, but I remember the story. Your man basically came over and wrote down what they were all saying, the stories and everything else about, and some of the books were all about growing up on the island and how it was life on the island and stuff like this, and they're very good books on that. They're world famous, and they're in all different languages as well as Irish. But all their stories were all spoken, all their stories were all told in Irish. And then he had to translate them,
Yes.
But anyway, there was a man, he was 90-something years of age, he comes over from America. He was one of the last boys to live on the island, because there was actually a story in the paper in America, in the New York Post or something, about the loneliest boy in the world. So there's a photograph of all these young men and older men and this young boy. And he thought he'd no friends, and so sad that he lived on this island on his own with no friends. He was anything but sad. He loved his life there.
Oh.
But when times were hard back then, people weren't moving away to America. The population dwindled. And what happened was, between the population dwindling and younger people that get old are not able to do so much hard work, ploughing the fields and whatever else. So De Valera kind of ordered them off because just the conditions were too bad and people couldn't really survive. They would all just die there. But I'd say it's heartbreaking enough, because I remember when my folks moved from Coolock to Cabra, and I was going with my friends, that kind of broke my heart a bit, because I didn't want to move out to Cabra.
Yeah.
And I don't nothing against Cabra, because I play in fin bars out in Cabra, and when you're driving through Cabra, you kind of miss it, and it feels like home, even though I live out here. So I kind of had this idea in my head of this guy round the Curragh, for the last time, and the island getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you're getting further and further away.
Yeah.
And I come up with the line, take me back to the islands, And the man I was talking about that's on Nationwide, he more or less says, like, I visit this place in my dreams every night. So that's where I got the line. Take me back to the islands. I tore a blaska in my crate, like the island's in my heart, and it's in my dreams and all that,
That's what that means.
And that's what that kind of means. So, at one point, a guy I used to play was saying, why don't you write the song in Irish? And I said, well, I'm not really fluent in Irish, and I don't really like, I'd love to be able to speak Irish, but it's to get the pronunciations and saying it right.
In a song.
I'm a bit of a stickler about things like that, so I put a little bit of Irish into it.
You open up in an Irish.
Yeah, what's it? Tommaso Sullivan, that's not him done. Now, Tommaso Sullivan is kind of a fictional character, because there were Sullivans who lived on the island, and there were Tommases, but I didn't use anyone's particular name.
Yeah,
I just made up a kind of fictional name. And that's Tommaso Sullivan is Annam Dum. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all know fucking Eddie Sherlock is Annam Dum, whatever.
That's the only thing I do remember.
Yeah, so I just thought, if anything, I might teach people that don't know Irish a little bit of Irish.
Yeah. It's a nice bit of charm to it too.
You can kind of figure it out, excuse me, in a way. Let's get some of this lovely Guinness now.
Right. It looks good. I'm not a Guinness drinker, but it does look good.
Good. so basically, that's what it was. Watching Nationwide one day, and I quite like Nationwide, because there's some informative topics that be on it that
stuff you'd never research yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting.
Yeah, things that you just things that you didn't know about the country.
Sometimes, like, the great bits of art or music or writing can come out of nothing like that. Like, let me ask you about your writing process while we're on that topic. Do you kind of go, right, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write a song now? Or do you be like just walking down the road and something drops into your head and you go, I better retain that, I'll come back to that?
No. So it's like, I have this habit that when I was learning photography years ago, and I learned how to edit photographs and the difference of colours and stuff like that, your eye kind of has to be trained how to see that. And I remember in college one day, and your woman was saying, like, what do you see in that photograph? Do you see blue or green? Not like, not kind of a bluey tinge or a greeny tinge.
Yeah.
Not these photographs in the internet, is it a blue and black dress or nothing like that. It's just subtleties. And when you train your eye how to see things like that, I use that in regards to songs. So when I hear people say a certain line or a phrase, or I hear a certain line or a phrase on the telly, I write it down. And it could have nothing to do with any song I'm writing or thinking of writing. And I kind of stockpile these things in my phone. Like the all on a King Road song. When I watched the documentary, I literally went, hewing down the road, 90 mile an hour, put it in my phone, had that for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years. And then the likes of like things like that. So and when I come up with an idea of a song, and I try and get some sort of music in my head, and then what I do is I have to tune. So I can go around humming lines and words and phrases and toss them around in my head until I catch something. And then when I do have time to sit down and write stuff, I either type into my phone or into a little jotter that I'd have. And then, so basically, it starts with the phone by jotting things in.
Yeah.
Then when I sit down with the guitar in front of the computer or I'm in the house, I start writing stuff down. And then when I get to the point where there's a lot of writing done, I then put it onto the computer and then I start sort of switching things around.
Messing around with it.
Yeah, like so I type it out and it's a lot easier to write, because otherwise you write the song 100 times. You know, rewriting it. So when you put it on the computer, you're able to just switch, like, I'm going to change that phrase or that line or that word or whatever, and you keep flicking around till you get to where you want it to be, kind of thing, you know. Right. And that's basically how I approach most songs, nearly. If I'm doing anything, like Michael Collins, for instance.
Yeah.
I got asked to write that song by Marcus Howard. He's a history teacher and an amateur documentary maker. And he approached me a good few years ago and asked me to write a song about James Connolly. Purely because if he used the James Connolly song that we all know or knew of, it's a copyright issue. So I was like, okay, I'll have a go at it and give me a couple of quid, not much, but it was just to say thanks. And he told me that out straight and whatever. So I was happy to do it, done my research, wrote the song. And then he came back to a few years later and he got to the point, because his documentaries are online called Easter Rising Stories. And he got to a point where he's at Michael Collins at this point, and he asked me to write a song, and I was like, oh no, I said, I'm not writing a song about Michael Collins. There's too much taboo about the man, and you know, if you get it wrong, people fucking, you'll be lashed out of it. Like,
go for you,
yeah, so I was like, I said no to it originally, and then when I got to he showed me this footage of him interviewing Michael Collins' great-grand-nephew or something. And he looks like Michael Collins.
Does he?
But yeah, but a bit older. And I was like, oh, that's really uncanny because you can see the Michael Collins in him, you know. And I said, just something clicked in my brain and I went, all right, I'm going to have a go at this. But it took me probably a year before I said, yeah, to actually having a go at it.
Officially.
Yeah. And so he sent me loads of information and...
Thanks.
You know, I love you. How are you? Oh, good. Living the dream. Thank you. So, what was I saying there?
Michael Collins.
Yeah, so Michael Collins. So basically, I decided to go back to the story, to have a go at writing it. So he gave me loads of information, and then I was like, how do I approach this without... And I'm not into all the up the guns and up the rad and all that carry on, because I think we're at a time in life where we should try and not forget about it, but get away from it, you know?
Progress a bit from it,
You know what I mean? So the way I tried to tell the story was Michael Collins from the grave. So I remember well my father telling me stories up before, which that's apparently a very true fact, that his father was a lot older than his mother. And apparently on his deathbed, he told Michael, you're going to do great things for your country and whatever else and all this, carry on. And like, his father would have told him stories of dead people lying on the ground from the famine and the stuff that the British would have done at the time. And when you live in places in Cork, you they're different to people in Dublin, you know. They're probably a bit more clannish in a way, which is good in all respects. But so some of that's quite factual in a sense to what I've read in books and what I've been told and information. Nice. And then I had it written at one point and I just wasn't happy with it, and then I kind of went back to it. And at the very last part it says, Ireland's your beauty, I hope you understand. In other words, I was just trying to better the country, because they ran out. If they hadn't kind of took this, I think if they hadn't signed the signatories and and let's say, no, we don't want, we want the full island or nothing, the British are going to come in and blow the shit out of the place anyway.
Quite likely.
Yeah, there was no artillery left, there was no money, nothing. So, and as far as I know, Collins in his own brain thought, just take this, and eventually we just couldn't take the rest of it.
We'll get it back.
Just give it time. And then it went all, shit hit the fan and whatever. But yeah, I was trying to write it from the perspective of him telling Ireland, look, this is what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And like, he did go toe to toe with an empire, and he did fight with a pen in his hand, even though he's the man for running the guns and the guerrilla warfare and whatever, but he did go with a pen and write it, and he did sign his life away, because by writing his name on that and having that pressure of it on his shoulders, it did, that's what got him killed, really, you know?
Yeah.
Because that was the kind of the base, I suppose, of like civil war in this country, you know?
Yeah, big time.
So, like, I'd be a Michael Collins fan, to be quite honest with you. I would have signed it. And people probably give me stick over that. But what else were you meant to do? Fight and
I can see, like, why a lot of people would have. And in my mind, I probably would have as well. But I don't think I'm as well versed with Irish history as you are, by the sounds of it.
Well, see, people say, you must have watched the Michael Collins films. No, I've watched that loads of times, but that's not that. I like, Marcus was the kind of inspiration in the sense that he done all the really good,
proper in-depth documentary.
Yeah. And give me all the bits I needed. So, in a sense, I'm a bit like a magpie where I pick up the little bits and bobs. And I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking shit. I'm not just copy and pasting, but I'm trying to get to a part and understand certain elements of the man and then put it into a song. And I have to say, I'd say one of my proudest songs ever would be Michael Collins, of all the songs I've ever written. Because I think there's only probably one, if not two, other songs written about him. There's probably one or two songs that are written about him, but I don't know, it just, they come from the shoot the gun bullets parts.
It's okay, you can still be humble and admit that you have the best Michael Collins. I'll back you up on that.
Oh man, fair play, sold. But
I think it's a really good song.
Yeah, and I tried to do it in a way, and you know what, I started a video for the song and I haven't finished it yet, and I got access to City Hall, and we went to the City Hall one morning, and there's only really just me, Damo, and we had Amo on the pipes, and that's all that's really on that song.
Yeah.
So we just brought the three of us in out of the band. We didn't need the whole band. So we said, like, basically, he got inaugurated in there, so I was thinking that'd be pretty cool, and the big dome and all. So I'm hoping to get over to I think it's the barracks where he would have been situated, or his base, and his house was there. Trying to get access in there. And there was a guy that does the tour. He said he'd bring me in and show me. I nearly got it done there about a month ago, but something else came up, and it just, you had to put it back. So the plan is to get over there and get footage of the museum and his jacket and his gun.
That'd be quality.
Yeah, the house, and to really tell the story of the man.
Yeah.
So the performance element is in City Hall. They paint the picture of the man between the jacket, the gun, artifacts, and there's a lot of stuff I haven't been over to see it, and there's a lot of stuff I believe will blow my mind when I go there, because I've been told this. So yeah, I just gotta go over and shoot it and piece it all together, like, and I edit all my videos basically, so I'll be editing this video. My friend David Laird will help me video it. I'll video some of it as well. And yeah, hopefully get it all together, and eventually, and I don't think that song will be anyway done justice until there is a video with it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It'd be nice to back that up with some
video.
And
like, I put a version of it on TikTok, and I got like footage of Michael Collins.
Yeah.
And I just compiled it together just to put a visual with it. And then so I really hope to think that when it gets done, that younger people, when they listen to the song, that they will. And there's young lads that come to my gigs that ask me to sing this in the pubs and all, and I love it, because that's one song I go, really? I go, cool, good man.
Yeah.
And I think the visual with it for younger people that don't know much about him and hear the words would probably do a lot more justice, if you get me, you know.
A fuller picture.
Paint a fuller picture, yeah. And we were even thinking about maybe projecting them onto the wall, because we've done the projection with the island. We've done it with all around the town. We had to do that because we wanted to get Christy into it.
Right, yeah.
Obviously, because he passed away, unfortunately. And the island, then, we had footage of the old islanders that we got from the OPW, which was delighted to get. but it's very small, and you want to put it on a big screen. So like, if you blow it up too much, it gets pixelated.
It's just
So like, how do we get around it? So we say, well, what we use the projection. You can blow it up as big as you like.
It doesn't mess with it.
And video the projection.
Yeah.
So like, we made Gar Hogan came out with this. He works for a company, AVI, and I think it's AVI, and big huge projector, and basically projected a little old cottage down in Lough for the island, and he was able to make a map it into the building. It was standing and watch it. It was impressive, and like, we just rocked up. Just this is an old cottage now, isn't it? Just rocked up for about half an hour, started projecting this thing. I went across the road to the window. We were like, all right, missus,
Get it done quick.
in the grill style, gone. Good luck.
2-3 takes and we're gone.
So we're hoping that we have to kind of ask for the access as well, which will be, it's just a matter of going over, explaining to the army that what we want to do. And basically, plus as well, we're gonna the tour of the Michael Collins Museum. We'll be like tagging them and all, because they're the people that are gonna let us do it. So if we let them know this we want to do ABC, I'm hoping that they'll allow us to do everything that we want to do. And then we'll get the video together, and then that'll be that one done then.
Look
You know.
forward to seeing that.
Yeah, no, I think it looked very well.
Yeah.
And I because I like doing a bit of editing and I do a bit of video, I like being part of the video aspect of the song. Because you write it, you perform it, you record it, perform it, and then you put the video together, and then you kind of know in your head what you want to see.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And then you tape.
That's a good skill to have, though, the way you can do that, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm probably just lucky in that sense, and I'm just, yeah, no, it is, I suppose I could call it a skill, yeah.
Is it attained out of necessity over the years?
Which?
That skill, did you get that from a necessity? Because it was like,
Do you know
no
what,
one
actually?
else is going to edit our stuff.
No, well, I'll tell you what it was. The very first time we recorded all around the town, we were very wet behind the ears at the time, like, you know, we were a young band and didn't know much about it at all. And I remember I just basically got loads of clips online and pulled them off the internet and made like a montage or whatever you want to call it, and made everything change to the beat.
Yeah,
I was like,
to the beat.
This works.
This is easy.
And I think we used iMovie or something at the time.
Yeah.
Something small. And I liked it. And I was sitting in front of it for hours doing it. And I actually quite like editing. Even though I do any sort of small videos for anything else, I find it, I could sit there for nearly 12 hours.
Yeah, buzz off.
Other than going to the toilet or having a smoke break or a coffee or something. And I go over it and over it and over it and over it until you get it right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so I'll be a bit perfectionist in that sense. But I always look back at videos and go, fuck,
I should have changed
I missed that part there, I missed that part there, and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's handy to have. Like, if you're like kind of an independent artist like me, and you're not paying some guy to edit your video, you're saving yourself a few quid. So it's kind of self-sufficiency, really, you know.
There's that, and also they often don't have the vision you have in mind, and it's hard to describe that to someone.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like, give me the reins, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know, there was a guy I asked before to do a video, and I found when he had all the gear and all, it would have took a lot of like weight off my shoulders. But when he was explaining the actual idea, I was a bit.
That's not what I see. Like.
Don't really like that. Not that I didn't really like that, it just didn't seem like what I was thinking. And don't get me wrong, the guy is very talented what he does. It wasn't really clicking with my brain, you know.
I get that.
But then you see, you can't do everything either, because it's very hard to be in front of the camera and behind the camera and do all them things at once. You know what I mean?
Very out, I'd say.
It would, yeah. And then you're running back and forward. It is handy to have someone just to press the button. Do you know?
Like me, not pressing the button.
Yes, fucking shit happens. Sure, I've done it myself loads of times. Like I recorded a song there for it's called Here They Come there last year. Now,
Yeah, it's your latest one, isn't it?
yeah, and that's all about young lad called Vincent Delaney and about the VDM festival and where that all came from. Like I brought me daughter down. She's 11.
Right.
Just to press the button. She's great at it.
Delighted with herself.
Much better than trying to run around the camera all the time. Because you run around, you press it, you come back, and you sing the whole song, and you go, oh shit, didn't hit record or something. And then you have to go back and do it again. So she was cool because she could say, yeah, Dad, the red light's on, and you know.
You're good to go.
You're good to go then, you know.
It's good to have your kids involved in your music as well.
Yeah, like I've 3 kids, Zoe, Ellie, and Jodie. Jodie's the oldest, Ellie's next down with that, and then we have Zoe. Jodie's a beautiful singer, so is Jodie. Oh, Jodie's a great singer, so is Zoe. Eddie doesn't do any singing.
Right.
Eddie's kind of the funny one in the family, you know.
Yeah.
I'd say she could sing if she wanted it, but she thinks she can't sing. But just two done dancing and all that, and Eddie done kickboxing, but they're three beautiful kids, and very proud of them. I have to say, you know.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Jodie's in college and all now. Fucking
Time flies, huh?
yeah, it makes you feel really old.
That is
Makes you feel really old. Twice with the drink.
That and podcasts. I was going to ask you about another song on Home. Actually, before I ask you about the song, I want to ask you about someone else's song.
Yeah.
Because when I hear this song, I hear someone else's song.
Okay.
Do you listen to Bruce Springsteen?
A little bit, yeah.
Right. Well, I don't. This could be something in my mind, or it could be a subconscious thing.
Never know you look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to Tom Joad.
Yeah.
Close to Tom Joad, man.
Yeah.
One of my favourite Bruce Springsteen songs.
I heard it.
It's like you're paying homage to it.
Yeah, it is. I like Bruce Springsteen, and I remember coming across that song, and there's one version of it where your man Tom Morello from
Was
Raise.
it on stage with him?
Yeah, he's doing all this stuff with the guitar and all.
Amazing guitarist.
Yeah, and I remember hearing the song and just on an album or something, and then I seen that live. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm a mad fella who would like I watched that about 20 times in a row, over and over, and then the little fiddle coming in, the little mandolin coming in.
Brilliant.
And when I was writing that song, I was like, it's a true story, that song, because the guy in that song I'm talking about is was a real guy. He come up to me. We were outside. We were down Dame Lane, me and one of the lads. We hadn't got a washer. We went in to see a band that we knew playing, and we were on the Blackcurrant. And this geezer come up to me and he goes, "Hi guys, can I tell you a joke? We're having a smoke." So yeah, go ahead. And he told the joke. He made us laugh. Can't remember the joke. And he says to me, "Can I trouble you for a euro?" And I say, "Yeah, it was the last fucking euro." And I mean, we were on our knees that night because my car got clamped and all. I had to get lend the money out my auntie because we parked in the wrong spot in town and fucking it. But anyway, so the guy was telling me the story of he's homeless. I think he might have had a little bit of mental health issue. He wasn't like a junkie or an alcoholic. And he was afraid to stay in the hostels because they were getting robbed and all sorts of carry-on was going on. And then he used to walk the streets at night and kind of collect whatever few quid he could. And then the next morning he would basically jump onto the Lewis, ride the Lewis for 2 or 3 hours to get the heat into him. Like go to the toilet maybe and come back. And then he's going to McDonald's in the morning to have a wash, buy a cup of tea or whatever there was, few shekels that he got. And then he got on the Lewis and he'd do that. He'd done it every day. And I was like, that's fucking sad, you know?
Yeah, it's rough.
So the Ghost of Tom Joad's about homelessness.
Yeah.
So that's very fair play to you because that's the inspiration to that song was that song.
Really?
Without trying to be that song.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
By no means, it's not like a rip-off of it.
No.
It's like you took a bit of the melody.
Yeah.
You turned your own thing into it.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, no way, man. He must know Ghost of Tom Joad.
Yeah, I do. I love that show.
Yeah. And the first time I heard Ghost of Tom Joad was actually Tom Morello's band, Rage Against the Machine. They done a cover of it.
Right.
And that's the first time I heard it. And then I looked
heard
at
that
they done a covers album actually. And I took the booklet out back in the CD days.
Yeah.
And I was like, who wrote the original of this one? Because the whole album was covers. It says Bruce Springsteen's. Better have a look at that.
Yeah.
He just sang Born to Run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because I heard a Bruce Springsteen version of him just on the guitar.
Yeah, it's a real folk song.
Yeah. So you're dead right. You're on the money with that one because.
I'm proud of myself now.
No, I'm very fucking. I'm well impressed. But it was just a song that I really liked, and again, that geezer. I don't even know if the man is still alive or he's still in town or where he's at.
Hopefully he's moved on to better things.
Yeah. And like, he's saying like, people like, they trying to sleep in the doorway. I remember one time walking home through town and there was guys trying to literally fucking piss on some geezer that was asleep in the doorway. I was like, what the fuck you at? Like, there's no need for that.
That's the thing about homelessness is, you know the way people always say, well, we're fucking opening a can of worms here, but you know, like people coming over here and getting free gaffs and all, what about our own homeless? But as you said, homelessness it's not the home. It's people have issues.
Issues.
You can't just get that fella and just put him in a house and go, he'll be grand now, because he won't.
No,
he has stuff that he needs to overcome.
Yeah, there's stuff going on. As I said, I don't think he was on drink or drugs, but then there's people. Like, I had an uncle who was on drugs years ago, and he was homeless at one point because he got to a point where he couldn't be having in the house. Well, not my house, my nanny's house. My nanny's. He was at a bad stage, and then he got to pass through all of that and all. Now, he actually passed away when he was only 39, just from indulging all his life, drinking. He was on the drugs, graft the drugs, then on the drink, which is sad, like. But this chap, how he had mental health, he could have been, his mother could have died, and he had to leave the home, or whatever. You never know. But it's an horrendous way to live. I mean, if I'm ever in town and I see people homeless, I'll always try and throw a bit of change, or buy them a sandwich or something like that, I mean, you can't do it to all of them.
You'd be broke.
Yeah, you'd be well smashed, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's it's very complex situations.
It's very complex.
It's not as easy as just, like you said, give him a house.
He'll be grand.
And off he goes. But yeah, the inspiration to that song would have been definitely Bruce Springsteen. And it's probably the only folk song I know that goes from being a folky song to a drum and bass song from one end to the other. You know what I mean?
That live version you're talking about is epic, though.
Is it? Yeah.
No, the one you're on about.
Morello. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That is epic.
Ah, it's great. There's one actually. There is another one where it's not as good as that one.
Yeah, there's two on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's like Tom Morello comes out as well. But it's like he got the guitar on the money. On the first. And the one I watch.
I'd say you're referring to the same one as me. I think it says live at the Honda Centre or something. I think that's the one. And I'd tell everyone to actually check that out.
Yeah, man with the bandana has the mandolin and and all. Yeah. It's just.
I'd love to see Bruce Springsteen.
I've never seen him. No. I nearly got a ticket from the last time I was over, and I think I had a gig or something and I couldn't go. But yeah, no, he's brilliant. Like 3-hour gigs and all. But like people, how do you know all them songs when people shout? When people shout them up. He's like, yeah, because there's a monitor on the floor. He says,
the lyrics come
the guy downstairs that's on the computer can hear me going, you want me here to sing that song? And it comes up.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'd need that as well.
Yeah,
I'd
man.
need that.
Yeah. So we went away and went on the lads' trip there to Spain. Just a couple of boys went away, and they bumped into the lads that I drink with in here. Go away all the time to the same spot every year, and he met these lads from Cork that he knew, and we went back to this little pub, and one of the lads was singing the car, so he started singing, and one said, do your new song about Guinness and all, and I was like, couldn't remember the words, like. Then I was trying to listen on the phone and all, maybe that's the arse, he said, like. Then he said, do the other one, and made a ball to that side half. I was on the points all day, like, you know what I mean?
Ruin you.
But yeah, you do. But like, there's loads of musicians out there that have a prompter on the front of them. Oasis use them. You too, because, I mean, you're in the middle of a big stadium singing to all these people. Now I know they're probably used to it, but sometimes you get a blank, and all you need is a line or a little first word just to catch it on it, like,
Being there.
Like, it's like even I have an iPad in front of me, I do me pub gigs sometimes. So you can't remember every single bloody song.
How many gigs have you done, do you reckon?
All together?
Just roughly.
That's a very good question. Jesus.
A lot.
A good few, yeah.
Have you any memories of a disastrous gig?
Ah, yeah. Loads of them.
Any particular ones?
Yeah. I went to do a gig there the other week. And I went,
recently?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So what happened was I went down to the pub. Oh, yeah. I was at the collect me gear from a pub I was playing in. I put it in the car. I took a box out of the thing, out of the car to charge the iPad. I had the box, it's the desk, and the iPad was underneath.
Yeah.
Took the iPad out, and I left the desk down. Put the desk in the car. Now, took the iPad in the car, and forgot the bloody desk. So it gets down to the gig, takes all the gear out, realise I'm missing the mic stand. So I started leaving the mic stand. And what happened was I put the mic stand behind it like a window ledge in one of the places I was in. And when I put all the gear into the corner packed away, I didn't see it. So when I came up to the gig, I got it back anyway. So I gets down to the gig, sets up the mic stand, where's the desk? I am messing. Had to go all the way back up to the house to get the desk, and I was just like, the gig should have started at 9 and I don't think it started at 9:30.
Oh, disaster.
That's just one. Now that doesn't happen often. That's just one of them ones. And And the other gig, no, the only things, like, I done a gig there recently, and it was like a pre-drinks of a wedding for a couple I knew. And just as I turned on the guitar, the battery was about to go. And like, I hadn't really got time to leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, the guitar was working, but it was a little bit not great.
Wasn't coming through.
It was coming through, but it could have been a bit louder maybe. And I was like, what do I do? And then I asked one of my mates that was there, Charlie, I said, can you hear the guitar? He said, yeah. But I got away with it, boy.
Skinny your teeth.
Yeah, another half an hour, I said, it went. Then I asked them in the hotel, I don't suppose you have a square battery anywhere. Can you take it out of a fucking, fire alarm or something? They're all wired into the rooms and all, so stuff like that can be a bit of a nightmare.
Not too bad. Not too bad though.
I do remember turning up to a gig years ago.
Yeah, it's normally the early ones that are the worst.
Yeah, without a guitar. I was at the been at a wedding the night before, and I was at been seeing it downstairs in the lobby with my family and all. And my mum brought the guitar upstairs to the room because I left the next day to go to my gig, and I thought I had all the stuff in the car, and I forgot. I opened the boot. I was like, oh shit! Thank God the guy was playing. I played the banjo and the guitar, so I was able to use his guitar. But yeah, little things like that, like, you know. Played the empty rooms, played the fucking, played the packed rooms. Stuff always goes wrong when you're live anyway, you know. Sometimes you might forget a lyric or you miss something or whatever, but it just, most time people don't know.
Keep going, yeah.
You just keep going, because when you try to make a deal of it or try to rectify it, you just, you just have to start.
Yeah.
It was like even, remember when I played in Vicar Street, at the Damien or the Christy Dignam night after Christy passed away, and I was performing with Damien Dempsey, which was fucking amazing for me because I would have been loved to do with Christy and Damien, but I noticed Damien had his verse from all around the town on his guitar, you know.
Lovely.
So obviously, because he like, it'd be like me recording any of his songs or saying, just in case you need a little prompter, like, you know. And then somebody spotted when he was doing the Ivy Gardens and the guitar was sitting on the stage. Now they were taking a photograph that they were still on the side of the guitar. I was like, cool. So I got the picture sent to them. I got legend. Leave that there, will you?
What's it like to work with him and Christy Dignam?
Yeah, mad, like, because like the day I picked up Damo, now I met them both before,
Right.
a few times on different occasions and separately, and had Damo coming out, that was grand. And then it was only when I was getting to Christy's camp I started to get a bit nervous. And because I probably spoke to Christy more on the phone than I ever had a meeting.
Okay.
And then, Chris, I remember before the video and the recording, I think I spoke to Christy on the phone 2 or 3 times, and one of them was for about an hour. And it was just, the stuff he was telling me, he was just trying to put me wide. And I don't know how the conversation even started, because we were talking about something. And he said, just be wide of this and be careful of that, and this, that. Just saying little elements that he was talking about, and I just found it very informative. And especially when you're in my game and you're trying to always excel, and just certain little things that you said to me on the phone, you know. Cherish the phone call, to be honest with you, for one. But yeah, got Christy into the car, went to Christy's house, met his wife Catherine, she's a lovely lady, and I met Kira a couple of times before, and Darren was there as well. And yeah, it's a bit weird driving out the M50 and you have these two powerhouses in your car, and you're going, what the
And were you driving, yeah?
I was driving, thank God, because I was just pretending I was a careful driver, and
Yeah, just focusing on the road.
and then bantering away and all, and yeah, it's a bit surreal. Like even when we had Christy in the room and he was recording and he said, is that all right? I was like, yeah.
I'm never going to tell you you're not doing that
Yeah,
right.
nah. And then there was a part in the video where he does have a little fuck up. It's like he was singing it and he getting it right, and then he goes, fuck's sake, it's at the very end of the song.
Okay, I got to check the
When you watch the whole video all around the town, at the very, very end, it said, you're feeling like a date to the day, fuck off, right? And I go, that was perfect, that's exactly what we need, and that's the way it should be. And he said something like, I don't want this to be a bigger hit, a crazy word, and then clatters me. No, not clatters me, just a little, you know.
Just like,
And I was like,
your place.
what the fuck? I was like, you know, Jesus Christ. And I swear to God, I cracked me whole laughing. Like the way your dad, your uncle, up there with that kid out, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted I got that little part, because he was a funny bloke, and Catherine, his wife, had said to me, I'm actually really happy you left that in there, because although you see Christy on the bridge and the projection, and because we had to do that to get him in it, because we shot the video with Damien on the Friday, so we recorded it in the June, and it was like 2 or 3 months later, and we were lucky to get Christy in the studio, and then the day we were shooting at the chocolate factory, he died on the Monday or the Tuesday, I think it was, which was really sad. So I was like, how do you not put? He wasn't very well when he came out to do that. Like he wasn't. He didn't. I mean it. Like you know, when you have cancer, you can see it in people's face, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm very. I can never say enough thanks to his family for allowing him to come and do that for me.
Do that with you, yeah.
Minutes are precious when you have someone who's dying of cancer. And for them to allow him to come over. Now, he literally came over, done his bit, and they said, can you drop me back home? So I was dropping him home when Damien went to start his bit. And there was a funny part where we're coming down the M50. It was a real hot day. And we're coming to the ramp, we're turning down. And I could hear Crazy World. So can you hear that? Like, it's coming out the window. I said, no, wait. So we rolled down the 2 windows. Yeah. Someone's playing Crazy World here. Oh, wow. And it was a car coming up behind us. And when we pulled onto the ramp, the bridge, the flyover, the man comes up beside it. And I out the window, how are you getting on, Christy? And I was like, I just put my head back, like, and then Christy was like, all right, yeah, how are you getting on and all? And your man was like, hey, blah, 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 whatever. Your man knew me as well. And I was like, that's fucking mad, like.
It's synchronicity.
Well, your man's on Facebook, he ended up sending me the video. He videoed it.
Did he?
Because I said, I'd love to see that video. And I eventually got my hands on the video where I pull up and he's there, like, and like this. It was brilliant. It was a lovely little moment, like. But it was great. It was great. I went up to Christy's house to give him a little card to say thanks and all. And he was sound. He was a nice bloke. Very, very nice bloke. Sad to see him go, you know.
Yeah.
Very, very sad to see him.
He's like an icon here.
He is. You know, like, he had a hard life. You know, he had a hard life. And, like, I know he probably would have got a lot of stick in the media years ago with playing drugs and all that, but so fucking what? Like, if you had to play, the man was abused when he was younger, you know.
Yeah.
And like, that's a big effect on your life.
Never leaves.
Never leaves you. And like, no, thankfully, I was never, anything like that ever happened to me, like, you know.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, like, and his performances on stage were just outstanding. Like, I stood in Malahide Park at one of the last big Aslan gigs. They were supporting Jerry Cinnamon. And I was standing there going, he's come to the studio with me tomorrow. Which it was the next day.
Was it?
Yeah, he's come to the studio with me tomorrow.
Yeah, that must have felt surreal.
And it was just, I started telling some kids on the side that didn't even know me. He's like, yeah, whatever. I said, no, seriously. I said, your man must be up as a rocket. Yeah, he must be on something, some good stuff or something like that, you know what I mean? But no, that wasn't even the case. Couple of beers all I had, but yeah, fucking hell, it was just mad. A
very cool moment to have in your
you know what, I don't think, I remember going and coming in for a pint. Not in this pub, actually, the pub just around the corner. And I said to the missus, I'm going to have to go out and have a drink. I just can't get my head around this. I can't fathom that it's at that happening. Because I always had this vision that I always loved Damien Dempsey and Christy Dignam. And my peers, if you get me, you know. And to, for an idea, Christy had said yes first, and then Damien said yes. And I met Damien at Kinchy's funeral, your man that shut the pill queue up your man's arse and love hate. And
it was a mad way to be known, but yeah.
And the gas thing is that because Kinchy was a big fan of All Around the Town, and the fact that he was in Love Hate, and All Around the Town was used in Love Hate at one point on the DVD. Right. I thought it was weird that I was videoing Kinchy's funeral. And I went back just for a cup of tea afterwards. I wouldn't go back to anyone's funeral, only because I knew him and some of his family. And we went back. And Damo came over just to show us his specs. And that's how I call it Damo. And he gave me his email address. And then, it was mad, like fucking, and how it all came to play. And And I'm very lucky to have, and I'm very proud as well to say I have Christy Dignam's last ever recording.
Yeah.
On me song, like, you know.
Brilliant.
And we just, Aslan can't even say that.
Very true. I mean, yeah, you got his last studio moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty fucking.
And unfortunately, Damo's house, the room wasn't that big for us to get cameras around.
Yeah.
And the first time he started recording, it was at the back of his head. So I said, look, you need to move the camera over here to get the front of your head.
Yeah.
And he didn't mind it, he was cool, he was totally cool about us doing that. But yeah, he got those little clips. And then I think with Damo, we started doing his. Because I was in the room, I don't think he recorded. But we didn't necessarily need Damo in the room because we had Damo to come to do the video. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, we're very, very happy and pleased and proud to have that. You know?
In your catalogue.
Yeah, yeah. You know, no one else never get that again, obviously. But yeah, very.
That's obviously, that'd be one of your proudest moments.
Yeah, would be. Absolutely. Even though the song was redone before, again, or re-recorded. And I know people say, oh, I prefer the older version. That's fine. I will prefer that version.
I do like the old version. I think it potentially might even suit your voice better, the pace of it. But I like the pace of the fresher one. I like it, it's a bit quicker.
Yeah, you see, because we recorded that song 3 times. It was never meant to be, it was always meant to start off, oh, we all know someone, and then kicks in. And like we recorded it once, and the engineer had started it slow at the start, and then recorded the whole thing slow. Yeah. And we couldn't figure out what the hell was wrong with it. Because it was our first time in the studio.
Yeah.
Then we figured it out. And then when we done it the second time, which is the one that everybody knows, the older one, I still was never happy with it. And then when we got to go and record this again, the only element, I suppose, was the little marching band thing. We took it out. Yeah. The drummer said, no, don't use that, just go in. But there would have been still around to use that. It was just a preference on the day, really, you know. And once you do it, it's done, and you record it. You can't go like 10 years later, take all them songs off Spotify, and we go and do all this again.
Too messy.
And then if I took that song down that everybody liked, I was like, well, then I can't, you know, you just leave the boat. Listen to the one that you prefer.
Yeah, exactly.
But in my mind, the way the pace kicks in and the beat comes in and all that, and the pace, that's the way it should have always been. And it's just unfortunate that we didn't do that the first time. But look, I've heard now Gallagher saying, like, I don't like that album, and I don't like that song. But look, it is what it is, you know. But like, yeah, I take in my mind that the way we got that song and that recording, I probably would have liked it maybe the little match and all thing at the start and then kicking it in. But I was just letting the drummer do his thing. And then, but what I like is I always just call it the Christy Damo version, do you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I would refer to.
Yeah, and the fact that you couldn't go back and really do this. See, the other thing as well, when we recorded the EP years ago, there were different musicians on the album. Plus, you can't just take a song from an EP from 10, 12 years ago.
2013 or something.
And then, and put it onto this new album.
It just, with the mix, it just wouldn't sit.
I don't think it'd be right.
No, it wouldn't be right.
So I tried to do, because it was all in the new album was all in the one studio, Damo's place, and then it was meant to be do everything again. Like Rise Up was done again, and we put another little spin on that as well. Because the songs develop over time as well, when you're playing with different musicians, and all the lads that I set up with the band with years ago were like friends, and they all went and got real jobs, and I stuck at the music. So,
real jobs.
The real jobs, yeah. And I didn't think there was any harm of like redoing all that again and let their little stamp be on it, you know, because that's the way we play them now, you know.
How did it feel back then when everybody else kind of abandoned the project somewhat and you stuck more full-time to it? Did you feel like isolated?
No, not really. It was more like I would just say, the band wasn't going anywhere in the direction that I thought it was, and I was kind of, they were kind of wanted to do, they wanted to kind of go and do all the singer-songwriting nights in town. I was at a stage where, you know, you're working a job that I hated, and I wanted to go out and play music in a pub and get paid for it.
Get some cash.
And get cash, and then they didn't want to do that and whatever. And in a way, I could see that point and understand that point now, because they were trying to think along the original side of things.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, can we not do both?
Yeah.
Like go into the pubs and do covers and then do our own as well, and people get used to your own songs, and it depends on how you look at things. So I actually kind of like said, look, I'm not going to bother with the band anymore, you know, because I just didn't think, it was just, See, I was going through a mad stage in my life as well. I've dermatitis, and I had very bad dermatitis at the time. And like, it would have been close to suicidal in the sense to how bad it was. It was head to toe, fucking pink, red, sore skin and all. And it affected me. I have it all my life. No, I hadn't had it as bad. It was probably in around that time in my life. And my head would have been all good, if you get me. So I kind of stopped the band. And then lads were going in college. Lads were like busy with college stuff, and like, you know, and I just didn't see it working.
Yeah.
Because I said, like, when he finished that, he's gonna go and do this, and when he finishes that, he's gonna go and do this. And I was like, going, what do I do then? So then eventually, then a couple of years later, I met a few of the lads, and then I recorded an album, and then the lockdown came in, and then it was like, you know, that made shit very awkward trying to record things, and then there was just one or two of the songs, like, wasn't all around the town for one wasn't sitting with me in the recording. And I just wasn't really mad happy with them. It was just that particular song. And then I decided to go to another studio and try a couple of demos to see what way it looked, what way it would work. And like the studio I recorded, nothing wrong with it. It was one of my mates, Graham. Graham's an amazing bloke, great producer. I just tried something different to see how it worked.
Sometimes you just have to.
Yeah, and well, the drummer I played with now, he suggested to try do a few demos to see what you think. So I went and done that. And Never Know You Look was one of the songs I picked. And the way he brought that song on, the way it was, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was the selling point for me.
Flavour to it.
And then he was kind of understanding the whole all around the town thing. And see, it's very hard for someone like me, you might be a songwriter or a singer, to go into a studio and get all that stuff right. You know, because like, you're trying to tell the producer what you want to do, and then he's trying to tell you what way works, and it can be a fucking head fuck.
Yeah.
It's like having a marriage with your missus. She has a point and you have a point, but neither is agreeing with it.
Neither are going to give in.
Yeah, and it wasn't that we weren't agreeing or anything, but it was just trying to get things the way you wanted and that. So it's always been a learning process for me, and you learn as you go along. So, yeah, I decided to go out and just record it again, and it's the probably, what was good about that was what King of the Road wasn't even alive then, it wasn't even written. So that album probably wouldn't have had King of the Road in it, and then it ended up having King of the Road in it, you know, the kind of way. And then even at that, like, when we done King of the Road, like, I recorded that in my bedroom, the one that everyone knows.
I was going to say, I bet you farted King of the Road out in about 3 hours, did you? Sometimes a great song can just come out like that. You know?
Yeah, like, when I wrote the song, we recorded it right, like...
Well, I know 2 years ago you had a line for it.
Yeah.
2 years previous.
I had 2 years previous. Before the lockdown, I had the line for it, and then when I sat down about it, and I was writing it, but see, I had the chorus, without realising how good the chorus was to people. Yeah. And then I had the verse, and then like all the horses in that song are real horses, and it's a bloodline in the song. And the lad that gave me the information, Thomas Clark, about how the chip and pin in the Indian, which was a real race.
Yeah.
So all the other horses are bred off the Indian. So I was just changing the name of the horse, the time I won it, and the place I won it, and so it was kind of easy in that sense.
Just came together.
The rest of it all came together, and then, but like when I recorded in the bedroom, which has the one with the most streams, I'd say, I was only when I listened back to it, I thought I recorded it a little bit too slow. Because I had this idea of the horse, you know, sitting on the horse doing this.
Yeah.
And that's an emotion, like.
Yeah.
And I had a tambourine on one foot, I had a little bass pedal on the other foot, and I was tapping this and hitting that. And then I was like, I can't even play the bass, so I just got the keyboard and done this bass thing like this, like, and I fucking walked, I went to the next note, recorded in my bedroom in about an hour and a half or something, all in one go.
That song, the song as we hear it.
Yeah, all in one go. Had a click track, I think, on it.
You got 11 million plays on Spotify.
Yeah, people going out spending millions of fucking...
It's nuts. You like spend like 2 months doing a song.
I know, yeah.
And then King of the
I went
Road.
in and done it, and I literally the gaff, like I recorded probably once or twice, and then but when the extra recording, I think, I can't even find it because it was on another computer. Let's say the Logic Pro version of it.
Yeah,
I just had the WAV file or whatever. So, yeah, it's a fucking song. But when I went to do it, the album version, when we play a lot faster than
Right.
So we decided to record a little bit more punchier. But people still prefer the older version. So I'm going to stop recording things twice.
Yeah, just stick with the originals.
Just stick with the fucking originals, you know.
That's crazy.
But again, the whole reason the King of the Road was I was trying to put the full band version with the album.
Yeah,
Rather than
yeah.
just that one there.
a random kind of sound song. Just drop
So
it,
what I probably do is when I can't write any more songs, is just get all the very first recordings of everything and make an album out of it. Doesn't matter if they're from 13 years ago or 25 years ago, you know.
After the success of that tune, does that influence your writing? Do you subconsciously be like almost trying to write another King of the Road? Does it affect your writing, do you think, or are you able to separate yourself from that?
No, not really. Like, I mean, I've written other songs since.
Yeah, of course.
That wouldn't have any sort of relevance to that song at all. Other than Here They Come, that's
another horse tune.
Yeah, but that's about harness racing on the track.
Yeah.
And King of the Road's about the road, and I made sure it sounded nothing like it.
No, it sounds like an old rock and roll song or something. Yeah.
And harness racing is quite big in America, and there's a guy comes over, Roger Houston from America, and he calls out the races at the VDM, and he's like, his little catchphrase is, here they come, around the bend, and then the gates that they have to hold the horses in line, when that speeds up, the gates close. So that's where I was getting all this information from, you know what I mean? So no, it doesn't affect you, but it does make you think in regards to how did that work? Why did that song work? What made it work?
What was the magic?
Yeah.
What was the magic thing in it? What was that element that made it go?
I still don't fucking know.
I'm not sure. Like, if you speculate, did you just catch? It's like you captured a moment. You created a picture, or you know what I mean. It's like when you listen to it, you're telling us what happens, and it comes into your mind. You can visualize.
Yeah, because when I watched the documentary, when I wrote down the Howling Down the Road part, you do see the Pajero Jeeps and the vans.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to go, and in that thing you see them. You can see the sun coming up. The sun is up, and it's really, in the morning at 8:30 this time of year, it's real bright. And I was like, did you go out at 6:30 in the morning to get out so the police don't catch them?
Yeah.
So crack it on on a Sunday morning. That's basically what happens. They go out with the crack it on a Sunday morning, and the convoy hits the road, which they do. The Pajero Jeeps and cars and vans and the horse box on the toe. So you're just trying to look at what you see and paint the picture.
Yeah.
And if you can make some of it rhyme, happy days.
Yeah, it's very literal, isn't it? It's very literal,
And say it I tried to say it in the song how I say it in a sense. But I think, I've asked other people this, what is the buzz with the song that you like? It's the rhythm at the start.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then truck drivers seem to like it. Yeah, because it's...
it's a truck driver.
Yeah.
Vibe to it. Oh, yeah.
There's a thing called King of the Road, and they're truck drivers. There's a TikTok page, and I was actually meant to go down and do an interview with your man before, and it's the truck drivers use it in their some of their videos and that. It's mental.
It's mad how it just caught away.
Yeah,
with it.
like I think the Sunday World had it up one time of a fella. People tell your man was always rocker. He has a horse and he has the reins and he has a pallet. People are like, what the fuck is your man doing?
Yeah.
But the whole idea of standing on the pallet and let the horse pull it, it's so the horse gets used to the noise behind him and he gets used to traffic.
Right.
And he's trying to train the horse. Yeah. So people in the Sunday World or anyone that's saying, look at this mad lunatic, and someone put my song in the background and it fucking flew off, It's crazy. It's like there's a couple of Traveller kids made a little rap version there about it. Yeah. It's like, here I am, up on the site and all, and then just uses the little element. And then it's like, yeah, King of the Road. And then the rest is him rapping sort of thing.
Quite clever though, isn't it?
Very clever. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Couldn't find out who it was though to suit his ass, but I just said, we let him have it. We let him have it.
Let him have it. That's nice. So, let's roll into what's your next project? Or are you going to do another album? Or?
Yeah. So we decided not to do the Button Factory this year because we've done it the last 2 years and we kind of played the same album. And I just think it's a bit fucking, I just think it's a little bit same shit again,
It doesn't excite you.
Yeah, so, I like the album stands at 45, 42 minutes on the album time. So when you gig that, you're talking, let's say it's an hour.
Yeah.
And people don't spend money for what you gig. You want to be at least an hour and a half. I'd rather a 2 hour gig.
Yeah.
And we are throwing in a couple of covers just to sort of fill the gap sort of thing. And I've no problem doing covers, but we're not really a cover band as such, do you know what I mean? I don't mind singing a couple of covers when you're playing gigs in the pub or whatever and that. But so the plan is to start the album and hopefully get the album out the start the next year if you get it all done. We've started on a couple of demos just to try and get a few scratch tracks down to, when we build from that and see where we're going. We're thinking about trying to maybe, now this is all just up in the air, but maybe try and record it all sort of together. So get a few sort of guide tracks done for us and get an idea where we're at with it. Then we'll maybe try and do it all together, which is kind of hard sometimes logistically with people's schedules and whatever else have you,
Yeah.
So if we can't do that, we can't do that, but we're going to try and do that.
Yeah, that'd be excellent.
And then what we're aiming for then is maybe if you went down to, say down the button factory, I like the idea of Vicar Street.
Vicar Street's a great venue.
Yeah, I like when I played the Christy night in there and I done the Tonka Bollocks night in there, and I like it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Like I done the stadium, the National Stadium with the Tonka Bollocks lads. That house more than Vicar Street 2000.
Yeah.
That's nuts because they're all around you.
All around you, it's deadly, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just thought Vicar Street just has that sort of. It's Vicar Street, like.
It's Vicar Street, it's a good one to play. Like.
So I was thinking, it's a fair few quid as well, like for when you're only like a little small lad like me, like
You're still independent as such, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's a credit union lounge job, like
Bit of a gamble.
It's a bit of a gamble
How
because
many people would you get in Vicar Street?
I think Vicar Street holds 1,100 if it's seated,
Right.
and about 1,500 standing. Well, downstairs standing.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So you have the option, I imagine, to just do twice seating if you didn't think you're gonna fill it. But there's no harm.
It'd be really cool if you could do it though.
I'll
sell a few tickets anyway.
Yeah.
A few of my mates.
Definitely, yeah, because it's mad. When you walk in the Vicar Street and it's empty, it looks tiny. When you stand on the stage, it's full, it looks huge.
Yeah, when you're at a concert at it and it's jammed.
Crazy.
Oh, when you're actually on
the
I've never had
stage.
the pleasure.
Yeah, I walked in that day at the Christy Memorial gig thing, the night for Christy, I should say, and we walked in the door and I was like going, there's the bleeding stage only there. And then it was only when you walk up the stage you look down going, this is mad. But when you walk out on the stage and it's full, it's like, how? How did you get? But it's probably just the way of perspective until you see all the people in it,
What's the buzz like when you get up on a stage like that in front of all them people?
I think the first time I walked out in front of the stage, I went, oh, fuck.
Oh shit, don't forget me words.
I just seen all these faces, I went, oh, fuck. And then the lights was kind of in your face, which kind of helps. And then plus you're there, I kind of opened up for Christy, for the night for Christy.
Yeah.
And I done 3 or 4 songs. And then at the end, I played with Christy, played with Damien down all around the town. But when I went down my own first, and that was before. Now, funny enough, when I walked down the Tonka Bollocks stage, I didn't find that as much. I don't know why. But when I walked out on the stage, and they all felt a little bit closer to me, probably than they were in the National Stadium, I was kind of going, that's what you kind of just click in the walk mode and go, right, just
go and do it.
Go with it.
Yeah.
This is what you're here for. Yeah, it was a little sort of like, oh shit. And then once you get the first song out, you're already.
People start applauding, they say it's some bullshit.
Yeah, when you get a little bit of a clap, you go, oh, thank fuck.
Yeah,
you didn't throw a bottle at you. Or there's no beer mats coming across your face and that, do you know what I mean?
Well, I do look forward to seeing where you go with your music, because
thank you.
It's as I've been listening to it the last couple of weeks, I know you've got a lot of trad influence in that, but it's hard to really stick you in a genre. You kind of jump around a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want to be a ballad singer, if you get me.
Yeah.
Although I like singing ballads, but I also like singing other things, and I like to think, I don't mind, like back to Bruce Springsteen, his songs are all this, they're all different.
Yeah, he's done a lot of different styles, yeah.
And I think you look at any of the big bands out there, a lot of them, they don't really have a mad style as such, Not so much have a style, but a song could sound real heavy rock, or it could sound real this and it sound real that. And I think if you're going to be a musician and you're going to be original and authentic, that you don't have to be stuck in a little pigeonhole.
Yeah.
Or everything he's going to do is folk. And everything he's going to do is that. Because my stuff's not folk. Like if we went to do a trad session with people and start banging a box and a bell on, it would be like, get the fuck. Not like it's Cahan. It's happened to me before. Maybe if you're playing a guitar, it'd be different, but I don't think I fit into an actual genre. I never think I did. And I've even tried to make dance sounds before, but I don't. I stick to what I know,
Yeah, I mean, that expands your opportunity and there's less limitations to your writing, so it's a good approach to that.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of country music lately.
Yeah.
Bluesy music, and I don't really listen to albums either. I'm a song lover than an album lover.
Are you?
Yeah, I'd hear the song and listen about 30 times over and over and over.
Yeah.
Some boy, I
Doesn't
know.
matter who wrote it if you like the song.
Well, I like the song, I like it, yeah. And if I really like it, I listen to it a lot.
Yeah.
And like, there's a song I have. It's called Devil's Road, and it's kind of country-ish, bluesy sort of thing. And then, like, there's a song I wrote called Chicken Balls, Fried Rice, Curry Sauce, Separate, and a can of Cow Club.
That's a song.
Yeah. It's like Friday night out with the lads. It's basically being out with the lads, having a few pints, having a bit of crack, and you're on the way home, half gargled, you're ringing up some board and some girl out of the bleeding out of Chinese. How are you? I have a try of one love. And how the chicken balls fried rice thing came was like, we were in the house one night and we were calling out, you know, like you're ordering the Chinese, and in their house they say, what do you want? And what do you want?
Yeah.
And they were like, my little one, she likes chicken balls, fried rice, curry sauce, separate. Well, we all do, because you get a big bag of chicken balls, and whatever. So we go, chicken balls, fried rice, curry sauce, separate, and a can of Cow Club. And that's the chorus. See what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Who's turning up the main radio?
I don't know, they want to run me out by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
That's alright, don't worry about it.
Yeah, somebody's going to turn it down a bit.
No, it's grand.
Sure.
Grand. Yeah, sure. I'm not going to keep you here too much.
No, just because it hasn't been that loud beforehand, I'm just hoping it doesn't fucking interfere with it.
They listen to us.
Ah, good. But yeah, chicken balls. So that's just like, it's like,
It's mad to jump from a Michael Collins song.
yeah, why not?
Why not?
Okay,
That's
like,
life's
you know,
too short. Just go
and
with it.
there's another one I have as well. What was the other one that was at the right there recently? I like funny songs.
Yeah.
I like songs that are funny. I like putting in the word howling into King of the Rowdy was just like, that was purely because, you know, have you seen a car flying down the road? Yeah, man was howling down.
Howling, yeah, it's
You know,
real old Dublin.
It's a bit, yeah, I love that. That's real old Dublin. Like the Rattling coin, the name the Rattling coin came from. You hear people say, oh, you know, you rattle out a text or fucking, oh, yeah, man, rattle the arse off your woman last night. You know?
That was the one I was thinking with the rattle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
and that's where that came from. And one of the lads had said it one night, and I went, what did you say? What did you say there? And we were trying to think of a name.
Yeah.
And me and Tom was like, rattle. And I was like, what about the rattling chains or rattling coins? No. And then he said, what about the rattling coin? I was like, yeah, what kind of music you do? The rattling coin, the music. You know what I mean?
I see.
And that's where that comes from. And I love being from where I'm from. Like, I love being from Sherlock, I love being from Dublin, I love being Irish. And I always try to incorporate elements of where I'm from into what I do. Even in the video home, like I shot all video at home on my own. Went out with the camera, bought a little selfie drone and let it follow me down. When you see me walking across the bridge at 6:30 in the morning, that's the drone following me. That was at the buoyant beforehand and little things like that. And try to get as much elements of Dublin into that video, because home is basically about walking the dog down in Dollymount one night, and I had friends all going to Australia and they were like on the phone going how cool Australia was and all. And I'm like, fuck Australia. This place is the business, like.
Yeah.
Now, I was in Australia and I loved it now, but I was walking on Dollymount Strand and you could see like Houghton, you could see Dunleary, you could see the poles, and the sun was going down, it was golden hour, and there wasn't just here like nature and
Beautiful.
And that's when I come up with home then, like, do you know what I mean? And then sometimes it's when you're writing a song, you're just trying to capture the sound of what you're trying to say in the song, if you get me, like, you know, if that makes sense, like, you know.
It does. It completely does.
Or even Granny's Cooking and on the album Ishkabata, like they're kind of country bluesy, country, but like Granny's Cooking is purely about me granny's at Christmas, and Granny, you know. Ishkabata, that's about whiskey. And how I wrote that was because I remember one time Ishkabata, I didn't know what the Irish for whiskey was, and I went Ishkabata, and I was like, what are the life? I said, that is amazing.
That's cool, huh?
How's no one written songs about this shit?
Yeah.
Like the water of life, in other words, like. Why did you save that mass instead of the red wines? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
What's going on here, like, you know?
Oh, man.
But isn't that mad, right?
Yeah.
The monks brought over the whole distilling, you know, how to
Process, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that came from like the Eastern Europeans or Middle East from making potions and perfumes. And then they came up with the idea to make alcohol. So the monks introduced it to us. And then the priest go and take it off you like a couple of 100 years later. And where's the logic of that?
Make a mind up.
Yeah, like, do you want me to drink or not? Like, you know what I mean? And then that dead wine, we're at the mass now drinking a little bit of wine, and you're not allowed to have
they're
any.
allowed to have
You're just
wine.
getting a bit of bread. There you go.
Here's some
You know what I
dry
mean?
bread, pal.
Yeah, fuck
Say
off.
thanks.
Gas.
Brilliant.
But like even there's a song I have about, it was on the very first EP, Now Time to Say Goodbye, that's all about clerical abuse. There's another song I'm writing as well, it's called In the Name of the Father. And that's a pure pop at like Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Not so much Catholic Church, but more clerical abuse. And how people have just been abused. And it's a story of a fella who's been abused and ended up in a life on drugs and stuff like that, like, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, it's a strong subject, but not a lot of people speak about it, so I respect that.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about some of your material. I'm like listening to it through my lens in hip hop as a kid and into what I do now, and I'm like, he could have been a rapper in a weird way because you write all this socially conscious stuff. Not all the time, but sometimes you dabble.
yeah, well, that's the thing, I suppose, like, I mean, there's people, like you look at ECAP, like they're talking about like up the north and all that, and they speak Irish and they're great advocates for Irish. Sometimes I think it's a little bit, they're using it as a bit of a niche, to be honest with you. But
I'm gonna put a hot take out there as well and say I'm not even a fan of their sound.
well, I don't
Look, their politics is their politics, but it doesn't mean I have to like their music.
I like their politics, and when I heard it, I probably wasn't mad about it, but I always have respect for anybody that do whatever they do.
100%.
But like, I mean, there needs to be running around with balaclavas in your face all the time and all. I don't know, part of me is a gimmick, is it not? Look, don't get me wrong, I wish the boys well, I think they're doing great, but I do like the fact that they're very social conscious about. And I suppose there's the areas that they came up with, this is what they're brought up with, you know? Like I always used to say, now, look, it's easy for me to say because I never lived up there, like if you took all the fucking paint off the walls there on both sides, like, that'll stop the kids from growing up and going up the Ra and up the UVF and, you know, all that carry on, like.
That's another complicated situation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just my thing. Now, look, I mean, people probably want to shoot me or have a good row with me. Or,
we're all just human beings. And the fact that, and especially nowadays, the way a lot of us aren't even that religious anymore. So why are we so divided, like?
Yeah, I just hate all that shit, like, you know. And it's even, you know what I feel? I actually feel sorry for you. Look at people there that are on the other side and have all this Brexit stuff and all that. It's just like, they're not going to become us, what we were, what the Irish were in the 70s. You know, it's the tables have turned. But I think the best way, from the outside looking in, is that to accept them as who they are for what they are, and let them be what they want to be. And if they still want to love the king and the queen, and let them do that. That's the way they were brought up. But like, I mean, we're not fucking Irish at the end of the day. Like, this is the mad thing. There's a song I'm writing, it's been talking about songs. Called One World. I'm probably writing this song about 10 years, if not more. And I keep going back to it. And it comes to a point of like, now this might sound a bit off the wall, but do you know that mad thing that was flying around there the other week, the star, the big comet that came in?
Yeah, Atlas.
And they're all saying this is a spaceship and all.
Yeah.
But you know, let's say for the hell's sake it was a spaceship and they did come to Earth and they were more advanced than we were. Do you still think they're going to be fighting in Gaza? Do you still think they're going to be fighting up the north? No, we'll all be coming together and make one big fucking army and nuke the fuck out of them. Like, do you know? And I know that's a little bit like Will Smith and what was that film he was in years ago?
Independence Day.
Yeah, you know.
No, but I agree with you.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't disbelieve that there's other life forms out there in space because you can't say no unless it's proved. You can't say no.
I think there is.
We might see them in our lifetime. But like, think about it, we live on one little planet and it's so much fucking, you know.
We're like a grain of sand in the grand scheme of things. This place here is.
Easy.
And to think that we're the centre of the whole multiverse.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely no.
An ant on the top of a football is bigger than what we are, like, in scale, you know. And so One World is basically a song about nearly, in a sense, world peace. About, like, why is it always the big shots in the ivory towers pressing buttons, and while all the pawns get shot and killed, and like, oh, we're going to send these into war while you sit there and tell them to do that. You know, like, and I hope to God they never bring that, like, that law in where in this country that if you ever had to go and fight for the European army, that you know,
I hope we don't get into that. Inscription crap.
So I do like to write songs about things that kind of piss me off or how I believe in something, and I would be very socially conscious. Like, I'm a very big believer of the fundamentals of right and wrong, you know. And being a parent, all you can really do is teach your kids the difference between right and wrong. So I do try to put that into me songs in a sense, you know. Not very consciously, it's just if you get a gill for something to write about.
Just follow your
Follow
heart
it.
with it. Like.
Yeah, the guy wrote a song about Kerry Harrington that time when she won the first gold medal. And then I rewrote the song when she won it the second time. And then when she done the homecoming that time down in town in Port Row, I sung on the stage.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and the words is pretty cool. Flags are flying down in Port Row. Kelly's run free in the row, you know, that kind of thing. And it was just to celebrate a young local lady who's a national hero.
National hero.
Who went to do something outstanding, like.
Exactly.
And then there's Troy Parrott, like, you know, like Troy Parrott, his grandfather is my father's best mate from town, yeah. And like, it's like, I've already started to try and tipple something for him because if you get to these Euros, I said, you want something to say.
Up there doing
You want to be up there sitting out, trying out tunes, you know what I mean? Like, that was outstanding what that bloke done. The lift he gave, the lift Kerry Harrington gave this country when she won the Olympics and we were in the middle of lockdown, something to celebrate, to feel happy about. And like, look, you're a Dub, I'm a Dub, we've seen the Dubs win in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I was delighted to see them not win again because it changed them for football.
Exactly.
And like, to see the national squad where every county in Ireland were all back at them. Whether you're from Kerry or you're from Tyrone or you're from fucking whatever, and like, or Galway, whatever. And to see this pub, I'm still looking at the videos of all the pubs where you see them all jumping around.
Yeah, it was like the 90s again.
Yeah.
We were in the World Cup and all that.
My dad went around years ago on a high ice with all hanging the barn with the flags. And
every house was kitted out.
Yeah,
remember?
there was lads here crying and all the other day.
Yeah,
like lads my age, a bit younger, a bit older. And it was just great to see.
I'm ashamed to say, as a football fan, not as hardcore as I used to be, I kind of tuned out of Ireland in the last 4 or 5 years because I was getting so pissed off with the quality of football, and now I've missed some of these moments.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you're a prick for missing that, you know?
Oh, look, I mean, I'm not a massive soccer fan, I never really was, but I used to always watch Ireland. I like watching a bit of Gar and that, but I wouldn't be a Gar fanatic. But yeah, when a team's not doing well, it's very hard to follow a team. But even Troy Parrott said in an interview the other night saying, like, people doubt us for so long.
Yeah.
But like, it takes a while between changing managers and
new coach
and all this carry on, and I suppose it makes a bit of difference, like, you know.
Yeah, they seem to be surged.
Yeah, and just to see those 5 goals go in 2 games. Again, I don't know, I've probably been a little bit premature because they're not even in the World Cup yet. But
we're going to win it.
Well, I believe we're going to get into it. And
I hope so.
If you tap in goals like that and lob goals over like the way he was doing them, she could fucking beat anybody.
See, Ireland hasn't had a striker like that for years.
No.
So it's good to see. So before we go back to the start, we're doing this fucking upside down, aren't we, this podcast? Let me ask you some quick fire questions, right?
Looks to play dripping handle, doesn't it? Well, go real quick.
Right, so if you could collaborate with someone right now, someone who's actually here, like on earth, alive, who would you go for?
Who would I go for? As a writing a song together?
Yeah, right, tune together.
I like that new lad that's out in Aaron Rowe.
The Irish lad?
Yeah, he sung the national anthem there the other day at one of the matches. I like him. I just like his originality and how he goes about his thing. And I don't know a lot of his music other than little bits I've heard so far on Spotify or whatever, but he would be one. Who else would I like? Bruce Springsteen, definitely.
We'll give him a buzz.
Yeah, we'll give him a ring, see how he's getting on. He would be definitely one.
Yeah.
There's someone else I'm trying to think at the minute.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to do something with him. I'd like to do something Ed Sheeran even, like, you know, he's an amazing songwriter, like.
He can write any genre.
Yeah, he can write anything, like, and that's the thing. I don't think you should be just stuck in the one route and writing the same sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I love that band, Amble.
I don't know much of them.
You know Kingfisher?
Yeah.
Kind of on that style, but I probably prefer Amble. Now, my daughter loves Kingfisher. I like both.
I'll check them out.
But there's a couple of songs they have I like. I'm trying to think who else would there be. Off the top of my head, that's all I could probably think at the minute.
Yeah. What about the opposite? What about someone that's since passed, and we'll say with the exception of Christy Dignam, because you managed to get something in with him.
Yeah.
Would there be somebody else?
Who's passed
that,
away?
Yeah, that you would like to.
Oh, yeah, Luke Kelly.
Yeah, I
Luke Kelly. I want Ronnie Drew or Barney McKenna because the Dubliners were amazing.
Yeah.
Sinead O'Connor. Would have loved to do something with her. Damo done stuff with her. Who else? Johnny Cash.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
That would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But I fucked up the earlier recording, so I would like you to tell me some of that story about when you were a young kid.
Yeah.
Doing something I didn't know anyone done here, playing ice hockey. Team.
Yeah, so like when I moved from here out to Cabra, I started knocking around in the ice rink, and then I had got me a pair of skates and go down there every Friday and just go down bleeding, chasing young ones really. And Friday nights and Sunday afternoons. And then like, I remember one time I was skating too fast and I got told I got thrown off the ice.
Right.
And if you act that maggie, Christy used to bar you or whatever. And I was like, one of the lads said, if you join the ice hockey team, you can skate as fast as you like. So I was like, oh really? So I rocked up with a fucking Hurley helmet and I had a roller hockey stick because we played a bit of roller hockey.
Roller hockey stick and a Hurley helmet.
Yeah, and we played a little bit of roller hockey at the time because he could skate. And I progressed onto the ice hockey. And then I rented the gear. They could rent the gear off them because they got loads of gear donated from the International Ice Hockey Federation with brand new Bauer gear, head to toe, helmets to that.
Bauer gear, yeah.
So you had the hockey skates, everything. So your kit and computer with all that. And then I came up to play in the European Championships over in Bulgaria. And so we went over, but I said, like, an ice rink is this long. And in the middle of a red line, a blue line, and a blue line.
Yeah.
And an ice hockey rink over there would only, over here in Fishburne would only fit between the two blue lines. So you nearly essentially put nearly four of them into a proper rink.
Wow.
I mean, we went out there, we were like, it's the first time an Irish ice hockey team ever existed. Our jerseys were made by Nike, our name was on it. They've never been made by Nike since. At one point, the missus put them upstairs in the attic, and we didn't know where they were.
The jerseys.
Yeah, and I get them a fella to frame, and I forgot you get them back to me because my nanny died at the time, and it was just years ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember where they were. And I remember I went looking for them and I couldn't find them. But when we went pulling stuff out of the attic one day, she found a bag with two little shorts about this size that I used to wear in school. Now you signed you. That was one short in school which I had friends' names in it.
Left.
And then there was two little Man United jerseys about this size. And at the time I was a Man United fan. I don't really follow anyone anymore in soccer. But there was the jersey. And I was close to crying.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember emailing Nike and asked them, like, is there any way I could get jerseys made? Because any of the teams since, now, we were a bit like the Mighty Ducks or the Jamaica bobsleigh team or something at the time. But, like, the lads went off to win at one time, I think, in Division 2. Oh. Yeah, they done well. They came first, I think they came first. But they have progressed great since. And they trained up the north. Like, when I was on the team again, the second time we went to Iceland. And we did get through to into the Europeans that time, but like we were training up at the Belfast Joint Ice and all. And amazing.
Hell of an experience.
Yeah, nobody even knew we had a team.
And where's that jersey now?
It's at home, so the kids got them framed for me for Christmas. And I was delighted. So like in each frame there's the white one. So one of them is the back of it we see Sherlock, and the other one is the front, it's the harp. And then in the bottom of each one in the frame, your man put like it was one of the photographs me with the team, and was a little plaque. And then I won this award. It was like 7-player award. It's an American thing, I think. And it's like super sub. So we went over there as a sub.
Yeah.
And by the second or third game, when I got on, and you see there's 3 lineups, you change over each, you know.
Yeah.
And I was playing well. Like, I'll never forget the first time this big, huge fella skating towards me like a monster. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck was out here? He's gonna mill me, like. And at the time, you used to cross your hands and check them. Cause and your body checked them. And I hit the deck, and he hit the deck. And I was like, all right, we'll do this again. And I got back up, like, there's phone at me somewhere, I can't find a hole. And I have this fella wedged up against the bar, because the smaller you are, the central lower gravity you have.
Yeah, you've got more of a base.
Yeah, so if a big, long, lanky fella comes towards you, like, you can get down low and shove him over your shoulder or shove him up into the bars. And I played defence, which is, for the small fella, like, most forwards are small and the defence is big. But I was probably the smallest one there. But anyway, I can still see that fella skating towards me. Yeah. And I remember the clatter on. And you just got the crunch. But he hit the deck. And that was my objective, was to stop him from scoring a goal. So, I have that ward around the house. And I ended up going from being a sub to be on the starting lineup within the third game. And then for the rest of the competition, I was on the starting lineup. But
That's class.
Bawled my eyes out in the last game when the Irish flag, when the national anthem came up, because I knew, like, we weren't going to win it.
Yeah.
But like, I knew I put my heart and soul into everything I'd done on the ice at the time, like, and I still get the rollerblades out in the summertime, and I still go out to Blanche or whatever at Christmas and bring. We normally go as a family, we do a little day out. Yeah, we're going out to the yard yesterday, me and all the nieces and nephews and all, and the man, dad, everything. And I get the old hockey skates out, and I'm one of those wankers that everybody's like, oh, look at him with his own skates and all. And
You're one of them.
I'm skating and now everybody and all, like, stop and go.
You're a full kit wanker.
Proper ice hockey wanker, yeah. I know, I wouldn't have the legs like I used to do here, but it's amazing. I used to love it. I used to skate around.
Cool memory.
Yeah, the ring for 2.5 hours, like, you know. So I used to rollerblade from Canberra down to the ice rink, take the rollerblades on, put the ice skates on, take them out and rollerblade back fucking home, like, you know what I mean? But I loved it. I loved it, yeah. So I have caps for Ireland.
Yeah, you've got more caps for Ireland than fucking me, pal.
Yeah, it was a funny quick story. I was in part of the Kilmardinny Celtic group one time, and one of the lads slagged me because I never played football. And he's something like, oh, what would you know now? And I said, how many caps for Ireland have you got? Yeah, and how many have you got? And I said, about 8 or 9 of them. And he's what? And one of the lads knew what I was talking about. And it was funny, like, you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Get back in your box, yeah, shut up.
Back in your box. That's class.
Yeah.
You know what, send me a photo of that jersey as well for the crack, yeah?
Yeah, because when the jerseys got made, I made a little thing. I have it on TikTok. I'll send you on that video.
Yeah.
And you can see where the Nike label's on it. And the material and all. And all the jerseys so far since have been all made by O'Neill's. So I don't think any other team other than this. Like, for instance, one of the lads in the team, his jersey got auctioned off over in America, and it's in the Hall of Fame, I believe, in the NHL Hall of Fame, because it's the very first ever ice hockey jersey. And I think it was fucking auctioned off some 50 grand or something.
Jesus.
Because they were like, oh my God, that's the very first ever Irish ice hockey. Do you know what I mean?
And you have one.
I know you haven't. Now, it's mad because you go online now onto the IIHF or the IIHA. There's no mention of my team because there's a lot of city politics about ice hockey through the years. And I think it's ridiculous that the very, very first ever team are barely even mentioned on it.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But I have proof of 2 jerseys and you're never going to take that away from me. And they're on the wall, so...
I believe you.
Yeah.
That's quality.
Well, yeah, there you go.
But I think I've fucking held you enough for now.
Oh, well, fair play to you.
Oh,
Enjoyed
pleasure.
it, yeah.
Thanks
Fair
for
play to
coming
you,
on.
yeah.
And yeah, we'll do it again when the album comes out, maybe.
100%, mate.
Break the
100%.
album
Yeah,
down, see
absolutely.
what's going on.
Yeah. We'll update the updateness of what's going on then, you know what I mean?
And hopefully we'll see you in Vicar Street as well.
But a bit of luck, look, it's something I'm going to aim for. I'm not guaranteeing it, but if we don't go there, we definitely go back to the Button Factory.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be a gig next year. I just wanted to get another album under my belt.
Yeah, I think it's
New songs.
That's the right choice.
Yeah, and so you don't really have to go in and start doing as many covers, like, you know. And that's the honest answer to it all, really. Like, but
I get that.
yeah, we're going nowhere. I go nowhere, and then you never know. There might be a solo album out there sometime as well on my own, you know. So there's a few things in the pipeline.
I'll be keeping an eye on it.
Good stuff.
I'm going to kill this camera before it kills us.